turned up with an Arsenal beanie on. Listen, I've slapped the record button on straight away, blood.
What's happening, bro?
Yeah, man, I'm here. I'm chilling. Obviously, before we get started on anything, bro, congratulations on the newborn.
Big up,
Obviously,
bro. Big up, big up.
Baby doing good, healthy.
Getting big, staying healthy, strong, rolling over. You know what I mean? All that good stuff. Yeah, man.
Bro,
Bless.
yeah, man. God bless. Right. So before we get into the content, make sure you like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Obviously, this is going to be another match preview. The derby this weekend, the big one, Arsenal versus Chelsea. And I've got Slack here. He's named himself the Notorious Jigs on the StreamYard. But yeah, here we are. Slacks, tell me how you're feeling about this game on Sunday.
I'll be honest with you, bro. We're a mess right now. It's one of them ones I'm gonna have to watch from behind the sofa because we got a good record against you, man. But what we've been doing this summer, bro, it's a joke, man. I don't know any Arsenal fan right now that's happy with the club. And on top of that, I'm hearing that there's thousands and thousands upon thousands of tickets still available for the game. And if you're an Arsenal fan, as long as I've been, you know that for a London derby, that's never happened, bro. Like unheard of, bro. Unheard of. So that tells me that the fans ain't happy. You know what I mean? The club has spent a lot of money, but the team hasn't improved. You know what I mean? We got good players that they've sent out, and we got a load of rubbish that they've kept. El Neni should not be near this team. Chambers should not be playing right back. Xhaka should never have got a new contract. I mean, I could go on and on and on. So I ain't looking forward to the game, bro. You know what I mean? You guys have got your stuff together. You're looking good. You're looking like a team. And then you've added what you needed, which is what we should have been doing. You know what I mean? Even though you've only signed one player so far, innit? This season.
Yeah, well, we signed like a backup goalkeeper. And then obviously we've signed Lukaku, but it remains to be seen whether there's going to be more business done later on into the transfer window. Because remember, the last week of the transfer window, usually there's a lot of action going on. So I wouldn't even write you guys out at the minute. But it's just what I will say is that obviously the timing, the season's already started. You want to have your signings in by now. And our two situations are different. We can afford to perhaps wait for one or two signings to come in before the end of the window, but you need them as a matter of now. One thing that you did mention was your previous record. I'm just going to read out some stats here. So right here, I'm on the bbc.com sports. This is my reference. I've got the Premier League record, Arsenal versus Chelsea, over 58 games. Wait, how is it 58 games? 22 plus 19 isn't 58. They can't count on the BBC, blood. It's 41. Oh no, they didn't include the draws. My bad. So Arsenal 22 wins, Chelsea 19 wins, 77 goals scored by Arsenal, 78 scored by Chelsea, 15 clean sheets by Arsenal, 17 by Chelsea. Yeah. So a bit more. Arsenal won both of their Premier League matches against Chelsea last season, previously winning 3 in a row against the Blues in top flight between January 2003 and February 2004. Chelsea have only won 3 of their last 14 games against Arsenal in all competitions, 5 draws, 6 losses, losing each of their last 3 games against the Gunners. 2020 FA Cup final, fucking don't remind me.
Oh, that was a good though.
You lifted the trophy at the end of it, so that's what matters. You know what I mean? Both 2021 Premier League meetings. So last season, obviously, we lost. And then, boy, so does that give you any confidence going ahead into the game? Because listen, a London derby, really, they say form goes out of the window. A bit like a cup game. But like without the fans there, like you said, can you see that affecting the performance on the pitch?
100%, bro, because sensing the mood amongst Arsenal fans right now and seeing that we've had 2 8th-place finishes, it doesn't seem like the board, well, we know the board don't care. The board couldn't care less, obviously, about results because Arteta should not be in a job right now if that was the case. And I think it's just led to a load of apathy because me personally, I'm kind of like, if you guys don't care, then why should I? You know what I mean? If there was tickets available for me to go and see a Chelsea game, I'll be one of the first in there, bro. You know what I mean? When I had my season ticket, that was one of the first games you look for. Spurs, Chelsea, United. You know what I mean? Those are the first 3 games as an Arsenal fan that you're looking for. And now I could get tickets for Sunday. I ain't going. At the end of the day, I'm not going to go and watch El Neni and them man play through balls to Balogun and that kind of stuff. They weren't prepared for the start of the season. They're never prepared for the start of the season. We've got a manager who's just doing absolute madness, bro. I'm hearing they've signed my man, the goalkeeper from Sheffield United, Ramsdale.
Aaron Ramsdale, yeah. Well, they're about to. It's close.
Yeah, it's going to happen, bro. We knew it was going to happen even when they said that they were walking away from talks. We knew it was still going to happen. But the fact of the matter is they're paying more for this brother than what we got in for Martinez. And even at the time when we sold Martinez, I was like, how are you not seeing that he's a much better goalkeeper than Leno?
He's a top quality keeper. Yeah.
Top quality keeper, bro. And he was with the club for like 9-10 years. Could you not see that this is a better keeper on a day-to-day basis? I only see them once or twice a week. And anyone with eyes could tell you that Martinez was a superior keeper in every way. Even with the ball at his feet, he was quality. When the ball was in the air, quality. Shot stopping, quality. Marshalling his defense, quality. Leno ain't got any of that, literally. So just decisions like that. Like, why is Saliba not here? But you spend 50 million on Ben White. That 50 million could have gone into midfield. We're very light on midfield. You've let Guendouzi go. You've let so many midfielders now. We haven't got Ceballos anymore. He's gone back. Obviously, we had Odegaard, but he's come back. That's another thing. Like, you're spending money on a brother who was here for 6 months, got two goals and an assist, I think it was. Come on, man. Like, that's not going to give us what we need.
Here's what I don't understand as well, right? The signing, because it looks like Odegaard to Arsenal is pretty much done on a permanent.
It's done, yeah. It's getting announced and everything.
Right. He plays the same position as Smith Rowe, right? Which normally isn't a problem. But here's my thing, is that you've got Smith Rowe, who's still a teenager, right?
He's 20 now, I think.
Okay, so he's still a baby, basically.
Still a baby, and yeah.
Odegaard, round about the similar age.
Odegaard's like 22.
Where is the golfing quality there? Because usually you're supposed to, if you've got a younger player there, you're supposed to have a senior player, and there's supposed to be that golfing quality so that player can A, learn from him, and B, understand what it takes to get to start every single week.
Exactly.
So essentially, you've got two. Granted, Odegaard is 2 years ahead in his development, but that's not really anything when you're talking.
He's not really though. He's not really though, bro. When you think about it, because he ain't played for me.
He ain't played as much, has it? Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? He was on loan and he did all right, but he wasn't playing for high level clubs. If he was playing for Real Madrid and he was surrounded by your Modric and your Cruz and all of them man there, I'd say okay, he's had a bit of a footballing education, but he hasn't had that. He hasn't. And when he was with us, he was all right. He wasn't someone that the fans were like, we need to keep this guy. It was like, as you said, if there was an experienced player in front of him, maybe even an Ozil at the height of his game, if there was an Ozil there and we had an Odegaard kind of behind him, I'd say, okay, that makes sense because he's learning off Ozil. Who are these two men learning off? They're the same age.
Yeah,
exactly. And ability-wise, they're on par as far as I'm concerned. Although they are different players in that Odegaard will look for a pass, but Smith Rowe will look to run with the ball and make space and make things happen. They're completely different players. So I don't think they'll get in each other's way because they showed last season that they could play together. But I just don't think it's a sensible signing. When there's people like Buendia and people are turning their nose up, I'm like, Buendia has numbers. And although a lot of it was in the Championship and playing for a smaller club, the fact is Grealish has just gone to City for £100 million. And he was also very close to going in the Championship the season before last. And he was down with Villa when they were in the Championship and he was doing bits. But Buendia's going to smash it up at Aston Villa, mark my words. And we've paid the same money for Odegaard that we've paid for Buendia. But the only difference there is Buendia has numbers. And he has like, he has a, what's the word I'm looking for? Look, Odegaard will play the pass, Buendia will shoot and score. You know what I mean? He has output.
Yeah, exactly.
So, so I think we're going to regret missing out on that one. It's just been, literally all the signings that have come in, I'm just scratching my head like, what were you thinking? And we can't even now say, because our argument before was, the Conkeys don't spend money and they're tight and they're holding the club back. We can't even use that now because they clearly opened the purse strings. My man has signed 130 mil worth of players. That's the highest in the whole Premiership right now. And I look at the squad from goalkeeper to striker, and I'm thinking, where's the improvement? I literally can't think of how we're a better squad now than we were last season because we've let so many midfielders go. We could have brought in man like my man from Brighton, Bissouma. Imagine him and Partey in the middle, holding it together. Then you've got an attacking midfielder. Then you've got Pepe and maybe Smith Rowe or Martinelli on the wings. That sounds good to me because we've got the midfield that can hold things together. At the moment, we've got Xhaka, who can't do anything that's not on his left foot. Can't spot a pass, would rather pass sideways or backwards. Oneni's basically the same kind of player, backwards or sideways. Our play is just horrible to watch. I haven't enjoyed watching Arsenal since Emery was here, if I'm being completely honest. That was probably the last time it was fun to watch an Arsenal match because he would make changes at halftime. He was dynamic. This guy, I don't know what the plan is. I honestly don't know the pattern of play. I don't know what you're trying to achieve. Are we a counter-attacking team? Are we keeping the ball? What are we doing? Because it doesn't seem like the players know what they're doing, and that tells me that they're not interested. And when I watched them against Brentford, you play ball as well, bro. You know when the team ain't feeling it.
Yeah,
you know when you get that sense that the team are just not in it. That's how it felt. Because even when they were 1-0 down, they just felt like they were like.
I told you straight, bruv. Like, and all bands aside, I did say before the game that Brentford were gonna win it. And
I said it as well, and I said 2-0.
And B, well, I didn't guess the scoreline right. I actually said 2-1 Brentford, so I was quite surprised Arsenal didn't score. But B, what I said was during the game was Brentford looked comfortable. Not at one single stage did they look like they was panicking out their boots, bro. They looked very, very comfortable in that game. Speaking of that, a lot of defensive errors obviously led to the goal. The second one was absolutely, in fact, the first one was bad.
The first one was bad, yeah.
Was it Chambers that was showing what's his name? Kano onto his right foot?
Yeah. Well, and the ball went out of play, but that's neither here nor there because
that's what I'm saying. The ball should have been dealt with. You play till the whistle. You see what I'm saying? It's basics. You play till the whistle. Get the ball out to safety. That clearance wasn't it.
Absolutely.
But the second one, to allow the ball to bounce in the box, that stuff. Bro, you're told that when you're playing Sunday League at 8 years old, 7 years old.
Never let the ball bounce in the box as a kid playing football, as a youth, bro.
Do you know what managers back when we were playing are doing to you if you allowed that to happen as a defender?
Exactly, bro.
Brother, you can't listen. We come from a different
think about it, though, bro. Like how long have we been saying this as an Arsenal fan? I've been saying this for years, and we all have. This ain't just me being an oracle. We've all said the same thing.
Yeah,
we played brilliant for 90 minutes, but there's a mistake in us. And the defense have proven over and over again. I don't know what it is because we've spent a whole heap of money on defense. Gabriel wasn't cheap. Saliba wasn't cheap. We got a new keeper. We've spent 50 million on Ben White. We spent 25 million on Kieran Tierney. We spent a load of money on defense, and we still can't defend. So something is not right because this is basics, man. And even in pre-season, every goal we conceded was an individual error. Every single one. So, and they were like, it's pre-season. I'm like, no, because in pre-season, I should still be able to see what the manager's trying to do. Is there a formation change? Where you're playing players? Like, are you trying a man in the next position? It wasn't any of that kind of stuff. It was just like, go out and vibes. You know what I mean?
Honestly, that obviously brings me on to my next question. How would you set up Arsenal going into this game? I know it's a bit of a difficult question, and again, it's not a disrespect. It's just that anybody with eyes to see, with a bit of knowledge in the game, can see that there is a golfing quality now between Chelsea and Arsenal. So I'm just asking, like, from a realistic perspective, how would you like to see Arsenal line up against us?
Well, let's keep it real though. There is a golfing class, but you man did spend 200 mil last season as well.
We did, but then we also
you spent another 100 mil this season. So to be honest, I would expect a golfing 100%. Class. However, I would expect us to be closer than what we are because at the moment,
considering what you've spent, you see,
that's what I'm saying.
Because there's the whole net spend argument and stuff. In Chelsea, really, we've spent like 1.5 million. You see what I'm saying? Like,
because you're able to sell, man.
In fact, we're in the black 1.5 million, so we're still like, you see what I'm saying?
That's it.
But the money's still spent and the quality's still there, so I completely understand what you're saying.
Yeah. I would actually play a back three, and the reason for that is because when we won the FA Cup, that seems like a very, very long time ago. But when we did win that was when we were playing not our best football, but decent football. We were hard to beat, first of all, and we were able to find Oba on the left. I know he's not going to be available for this game, but Martinelli can play from the left, so that's no excuse. And I think Ben White is just going to, he's in problems if he's coming up against a man like Lukaku, because Tony showed last week that, if you're coming up against this guy, you can spin him quite easily.
Sorry to cut you off there. And another thing is about that is that before that game, Ben White had previously never played in a back two.
Bro, I was just coming to that. Exactly, bro. So I was just going to say, like, Ben White as well is used to playing in a back three. That's where he's shown that he's comfortable. That's where he was able to command a £50 million fee. You know what I mean? So to now bring him from a back three to a back two, and you're playing with a very slow, ponderous defender in Mari, that doesn't sound like a match made in heaven for me. So I'll be honest, and I'll play Ben White as like the right central defender. I think I'll have to put Holding in there because Gabriel's injured, and then Mari as a left centre back, and then obviously Tierney and take your pick for our right backs, bro. Because we've got 4 right backs at the club, and we ain't got no right backs at the club at the same time. You know what I mean?
Is Maitland-Niles back at the club?
Yeah, I mean,
he's a no-brainer.
No brainer, bro. Come on, Maitland-Niles. He's a very good player. I like him at right back, but I don't know if it's a case of he's told the manager, I ain't playing there. Full stop. Or
he doesn't like to play.
He don't like it.
Right wing back.
But he's our best right back. That's the worst thing.
Yeah.
And if it was me and I get the opportunity to play for Arsenal Football Club, I don't care where it is, bro. If it's in goal, if it's up front, if it's midfield, I don't care where it is, I'm playing. And I don't know if Maitland-Niles is one of them kind of man that's like, I ain't playing, I'm not doing it. Because he's still at the club and he was still coming on in pre-season and playing midfield, but he doesn't look good in midfield. So that's where I will play him. I'll definitely put him above Chambers, above Bellerin, and above Cedric at right back. Because when he plays, Pepe actually looks like a better player because he 100%. Can stay higher up the pitch.
100%.
You know what I mean?
And Maitland-Niles actually gives Pepe the ball.
Exactly.
Because Bellerin don't, bro.
Bellerin don't, and he can't cross. You can't cross, you can't throw, and you're on 100 and something bags a week. Madness. So who's going to buy that? No one's going to buy that. So we're stuck with Bellerin. Cool. So leave him on the bench. Cedric came to the club, and Arteta said, technically, Cedric is our best right back, but then he can't get a game. Man can't get in the team. All right, cool. So he plays Chambers. Chambers is a good crosser of the ball, but he's not mobile. He's not good at getting up and down the pitch. Yeah. So he's either good in one or good in. He's good because he's a centre back, so he's good defensively, and he's good at crossing the ball, but he can't get up and down the pitch well as Tierney can on the other side. So then you're left with Maitland-Niles basically, but then. Against Brentford, you had all them 3 men on the bench, and you bring on Tavares, who's a left back, who's a backup left back. So what are you doing, bro? This is why I'm not filled with confidence. The decisions is ridiculous.
It's outrageous, really.
I'd play Maitland-Niles right back, obviously Tierney as left wing back. In the centre, Partey's out, so you got to play Lokonga. He looks really good. Mm-hmm. I will definitely not have Xhaka anywhere near this team. For this game, but we're gonna have to play Xhaka because he's there. I don't know if Odegaard's gonna be able to play this game. I don't know if he's gonna be registered in time. I know that they said that he was, but they still haven't announced it, so I'm not sure. But if he is, then I'll play him as part of the 3 in front of Xhaka and Lokonga, and I'd play Saka on the right and Pepe on the left. And then Martinelli up top.
I mean, on paper, not a bad squad. Do you know what I mean? It's just whether Arteta is going to go with that lineup.
I don't think he will. He doesn't seem like an adaptable coach, because when we were playing and not losing games, we were drawing a lot when he first came. We lost a couple. But we were playing with a back 3, and then people saying, you ain't creating nothing. Like, Oba's feeding on scraps, da-da-da-da-da. Then he changed it to a back 4, and we still weren't scoring, and we still weren't creating chances. So a good coach, in my opinion, will go to a club and look at what he's got, right? And you say, okay, I've got this, I've got that, I've got that. I'm going to make this work until I get my players. That's what a good coach does. What it seems that strengths, play to their strengths. What Arteta's done, he's come in and said, I don't have what I want. but I want you to play in this style anyway. Even though it doesn't work and it's clearly not working, you still have to learn to play this style. Then he blames the players for not being good enough. Then that's not good. That's not good enough for a coach, as far as I'm concerned. And it's his first gig, and let's be honest, he should never have got that job in the first place. And the only reason he did was because he's Pep's brethren. Because if we're sitting in the yard now, bro, if your plumbing bursts right now, right, and you ring up the plumbing company, you go, I need a man to come and fix these pipes immediately. And they say, okay, cool, I'm going to send our apprentice. And the apprentice comes around and he's fiddling about and he don't know what's going on. Are you going to be pleased with that? Because that's basically that's basically what happened at Arsenal, because we were in a mess and they sent an apprentice to come and fix it. Someone who's never made
when you look at it like that, that's a very good analogy. You know, that is a very, very good analogy. That might have to be part of the title of the YouTube video. Actually, just swear down, bruv. That was
it's common sense, bruv. It's common sense. Like you don't send a boy to do a man's job. Like you heard this as a youth, and at the end of the day, there's been many number twos that are great number twos, but they're not great managers. You can be a great coach, and people have said he's a great coach. Cool. Bring him in as a coach, as a number two to whoever, another manager, someone who has experience of managing and bringing clubs out of the mire that we were in. Don't expect, because I can't be too hard on Arteta, because I would take the job too if I was him. I wouldn't turn it down if I had the opportunity to manage the club.
Facts.
By the end of the day, bro, he was an Arsene Wenger panic buy. He wasn't even a club legend. You know what I mean? If it was a Thierry or a Patrick or a Bergkamp, you know, one of them man there, we'd have a lot more patience because they are club legends. This guy is not a club legend, so I don't understand why all the Arteta ins. And number one, it should never be in and out. We seems like we're the only club ever that's always one on one camp and one on the other. It's always an in or out, always. And I don't think the decision to hire this guy helped. I mean, I tried to get on board with it, but he's had 2 years now. And I think that's more than enough for us to voice that our discontent at what we're seeing. Because what we're seeing is ludicrous decisions, bro. Where's Torreira? Tell me where Torreira is. Man's doing madness in Spain. He's touring the world, bro. He's at theme parks where we're
I forgot he was even at your club. I thought you lot sold him already.
This is the joke. So he's better than El Neni and he's better than Xhaka, right? Because at the end of the day, Xhaka's not a defensive player. I've never seen Xhaka deliver a good tackle in my life.
So he's getting yellows, isn't it?
Always getting yellows. He's had, since he's been there, he's had like 40-something yellow cards or something crazy.
Yeah, you can almost guarantee he's getting the yellow in
every game.
Especially in the derby, 150% of the derby is getting booked.
I could bet you £20 or $20 right now to tell you that he's going to get a card in that game because he's not a defensive player.
He's just that guy.
But then, do I blame him? No, he's not picking himself, bro. He's not picking himself, and he's not saying I have to be captain. They made him captain last week. He told us all to fuck off. Threw his team on the ground.
That's a madness.
Now he's captain.
He would never play for Chelsea ever again if he did that. It doesn't matter. They'd have him out the door.
Doesn't it tell you how spineless the club is?
Yeah,
that man should never be anywhere near the captain's armband again.
Brother, I've heard Roman sack man like Ancelotti in the tunnel after winning the FA Cup, fam.
Yeah.
You know about brother, this is what I'm saying. He could never ever, and I think that set a terrible example. And the fact that they're trying to slyly as well. Do you see what I'm noticing as well? They're slyly trying to pass him the armband. Because you see when Oba gets subbed off.
Yeah,
and Xhaka comes on or whatever, or he goes up, the armband goes to him slightly, bro.
Yeah.
That's
I think all the Arsenal fans knew Wagwan anyway, because I love Oba. You know, he basically rescued us for 3 straight seasons. So you won't hear me say a bad word against Oba, whether he's on form or not. I still got high respect for the brother, and I still think he's a top quality striker. You don't lose your ability like that over one season. You know what I mean?
Form is temporary, class is permanent, fam.
Facts, bro. And if you actually look at his record, he's up there with like Lewandowski's and all that for the amount of goals scored across. I think it's like a 5-year period or something. He's consistently hit over 20 goals, like mad numbers. This guy's been putting up. Yeah. And I think he's one of very few, with like Aguero and a few other man, that's hit like over 200 goals in a certain time span. Like he's one of few. So you're not losing that ability overnight. What I think doesn't work is the system that he's asked to play. He's asked to play on the left-hand side. I see him tracking back. Why are you tracking back? At Leicester, I never see Vardy tracking back, bro. Vardy's up there waiting for a ball over the top. And that's exactly what Aubameyang should be doing. And we should have a system and players in place to make the most of our striker who's getting 300 grand a week. But you want to put him on the left wing and he's 30, coming up 32 years old or whatever. Why is he tracking back in our half and you expect him to score goals? It makes no sense. Literally makes no sense.
No,
so
it makes none. It don't. And I've seen it as well. I've seen this guy covering left back positions, right back positions. And I'm just like, and you lot are getting on this man's case for not scoring goals. Like, look at what the manager's asking him to do, bro.
Thank you.
Anyone way more than a striker should. What is his position? Is he a defensive forward or something? You know what I'm saying?
Bro, anyone who's played ball, no. If your manager has told you, right, I want you this week, you're normally a striker. Your manager says, I want you to play right back, right? Are you instantly just going, yeah, all right, cool, no problem? No, you ain't. You're like, no, I'm a striker. He's a striker, and he feeds on service. Vardy feeds on service. Why am I seeing Aubameyang playing balls into the box? Who are you playing them to? Who are you crossing the ball to? We don't have... we put in so many crosses. Like our whole attack last week was give the ball to Tierney, let him cross it in. And then I'm looking and I'm thinking, who's he crossing to? Because we haven't got any headers at the club. Like, I think they said that we was in for your boy, Tammy Abraham. And I said, like, there was loads of people saying, he's crap, da 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 da. But I said, listen, if this guy wants our players to be putting in crosses, I know Abraham's not great in the air, but at least he's got a presence. He's tall. You know what I mean? He could at least tower above a defender. We don't have any player in our squad who is of that ilk, who plays up front. All of our players rely on service. Look at Lacazette before he came to Arsenal. When he played for Lyon, he was bagging. Every week he was bagging goals. He comes here, 50 mil, and he's never hit 20 in a season. Why? Because they're asking him to play deep. I see him on the halfway line. I see him tracking back. I see him chasing players. He should be getting on the end of passes, as every great striker does. Aubameyang, when he was bagging goals, when he was playing under Emery, got the golden boot. Why? Because he was at the end of our movements, and he was playing as a striker. Now he's playing on the left wing. Pepe, when we bought him, he was playing on the right at Lille, smashing it as a right forward. He's not playing as a right forward at Arsenal. He's playing as a right winger. So for him to hit 10 goals last season was actually amazing because he's another man who's asked to do all kind of madness, tracking back. And I don't see Salah at Liverpool tracking defenders. I see Salah doing bits in the part of the pitch where he's going to devastate teams and where defenders are going to fear him. Pepe would be a fit player if he was playing in his right position. I stand by that. He's unpredictable and he's a good finisher. And if we were playing him where he should be played, I think he'll be much, much more dangerous because he'll have more of the ball. But as it stands, he's tracking back and he has to try and beat two man because they're doubling up on him. I'm just like, how are you not seeing this? Everyone at home watching Arsenal games is so obvious as to what we need. But the managers, I don't know, bro, like, he's got his ideas, but they're just not, if they're working, I'll back you 100%, but they're not working. It's clearly not working.
No, I agree. And me as a neutral looking outside the box, he's got to go. There's no other answer.
You've got
to gut the whole staff in the backroom staff. It's got to go.
100%, bro. I couldn't even tell you who our assistants are. You know what I mean? The legends have all had their great assistant coaches. Arsenal had Pat Rice. You know what I mean? We all knew Pat Rice. I couldn't tell you who. I think he's got 3 assistants now. I don't even think he's got 1 assistant coach. He's got 3 men behind him. One with AirPods in his. What are you listening to, bro? Classical music. What are you listening to? You got another man with a clipboard or something. But it's just a mess from top to bottom, man. Serious. Like, I don't know what he's doing. And like, the assistant coaches don't seem to know what they're doing. There was a goalkeeping coach we got. And they said, let's buy this brother, right? This Icelandic keeper called Runarsson. And he's gonna come in, rare tear. They spent £1 million on this guy, right? I can't remember which game it was. I think it was in the Europa League that I saw him. And me and my brother were watching the game, and I said, this guy wouldn't get in a Sunday league team.
Yeah, it's horrible. It was horrible to watch. You almost didn't want to make fun of him, bro. and that's
I felt really bad for him, bro. I was like, why are you in this position right now? Like, you should never be able to put on an Arsenal shirt. Like, I don't think you get in the AFTV's team. Forget Arsenal, bro. He ain't touching Robbie's team, bro.
Oh my days, that's funny.
Man. I mean, a second division Turkish club won't even take him.
It's mad. Yeah, no, the quality is there's no quality there at all.
Nah.
You feel sorry for him. He shouldn't have been exposed to that. To be honest with you, I feel sorry for the kid.
Yeah, I feel bad for him. I can't even lay into him. But it's not his fault. Like, of course, you're going to take the opportunity to come and play for Arsenal, but obviously, you're not levels. You're not good enough.
No, exactly.
But you should never have been bought in the first place, and that tells you another thing about the decisions that they're making. They're making terrible decisions, and they can't blame money now. So I don't want to hear. I want the Cronkies out as much as the next man, but they've given them the money now.
Yeah, they're putting their hand in their pocket.
You put their hand in their pocket. They said, "Here's your money. Here's your 50 million for Ben White. Here's your 25 million for Ramsdale. You know what I mean? Here's your 30 million for Odegaard." So no one can say nothing now.
No facts. Score predictions for Sunday.
That's a tough one still. We're not going to score, number one, so that's a zero. That's a zero in our column.
At home,
Lukaku's going to back, 100%. He's going to back. I think he might even get a pen, maybe a Jorginho. I'd say maybe 3-0 Chelsea. And that, bro, let me tell you now, right? I'm the most optimistic person in life, right? I always look on the bright side as much as possible until I'm shown otherwise. All I've been shown is otherwise, bro. I never bet against my team, like, ever. Back in the day, Henry and them, man, we're beating everyone. Like, if you ask me that, we're gonna do you 2-0 or whatever.
Yeah, comfortably, eyes closed.
I trust in my defense and I trust in my strikers, but as it stands, I don't trust in my defense. I don't trust in my strikers. I don't think he's gonna play the system that will make the most out of Ben White, and I think he's gonna damage that kid's confidence immediately.
If he even thinks about starting a back four, he's finished.
He's done. Lukaku is baby food, bro. Like, if that's the case, Mari and White.
Because you know what? Because you know what makes it. You know what makes us so dangerous now, yeah, is you got to pre the fact that before the two missing factors that Chelsea had was obviously the striker, but and another thing is that we struggled sometimes to break down teams who played low blocks, bro. But now that Kai Havertz has found his feet, and you've got Timo Werner, I know he doesn't score goals, but if you see what he actually does in terms of goal contributions, he opens up space.
Yes,
and now you've got Lukaku, whose best place is in the box. He doesn't have to drop deep like he did at Manchester United.
Yeah,
see what I'm saying? Because he's got so many creative.
Because he's not great with the ball at his feet, but
exactly.
He's great in the box.
So he doesn't need to do it as much. So he just needs to really be in the box, in and around that area, and do what he needs to do.
100.
And I think if you've got a back two and it's Ben White or even Pablo Mari, whoever's marking him, it's gonna be a real bad day for them.
It's gonna be ugly, bro. And you put it perfectly there. Like, people are dissing Werner. He can't score. I'm like, okay, watch now that he's gonna be playing with Lukaku, and you'll see what he brings to the team.
Yeah,
because he makes fantastic runs. You always find him with the ball. He's always available, and he's going to drag defenders out of position, and there's going to be acres of space for Lukaku.
Exactly, and that's what. And you know what? That's what I respect about Timo, because he knows himself that he's not doing good enough in front of goal. And to a lot of players, i.e., Alvaro Morata, when he was at Chelsea, they hide, they put their heads down, they don't even want to take the ball, bro.
That's it.
And when they get the ball, you can see they just want to get rid of it.
Yeah,
but Timo is always calling for the ball. He always wants to do something. He always wants to contribute. So that resilience as well is priceless, bro.
I think it's going to stand him in good stead as well. I think he's going to have a much better season this year, especially now you've got Lukaku in the team, and as you said, Havertz is definitely going to find his feet, scoring a winning goal to win the Champions League and all that stuff. You know what I mean? I think his confidence is going to be high. Your midfield is settled now as well. So that's another plus for you, and obviously your back four since Tuchel's come in has been very stingy. Like you're not letting in.
Been playing back fives actually.
With
the back three.
So you're not letting in much goals. Like the most you're letting in, I think when we beat you as well, that was 1-0, wasn't it? Last time we played, I swear it was a 1-0 win.
I want to say it was, but you know what? Just to be accurate. I just want to make sure.
I think it was at the bridge we played you last.
And is that the one where Martinelli, when Kante slipped?
No. That was the season before.
Yeah. Sorry, my head is kind of. Do you know what? I've been looking at so much football, bro. Like over the past few hours, that like my head is gone, fam.
There's gonna be so much more coming up, cuz.
Bro, yeah, that's the thing. People don't realize it's just like football. Right. So here.
I think that's where we scored like really against the run of play. I can't remember who it was that scored the goal. I think it was Smith Rowe. I think it was Smith Rowe that scored.
Yeah, okay.
And then
I
we
remember
were
now
like
from
against
the mistake, right?
Yes, and then we were kind of up against it for the second half, and we got defended for the whole half.
I remember now. Yeah. You jogged my memory.
Bro, that was the last time we played you guys.
Yeah, bro. Sometimes people don't realize like doing football and talking about it every day is so easy to get mixed up with like previous results. It's just like
I hear that, bro.
But it is what it is, bro. Trust me, we're all human beings, fam. But yeah. So you've predicted 3-0. I predicted 3-0 as well. I ain't gonna lie to you because our defenses looked solid.
Solid, bro. Yeah. And we ain't got strike force. We got Balogun and we got Martinelli, and that's
the only way I can really see teams getting goals against us is if there's individual errors in the back, and that says a lot. And then also, I've got a lot of faith in our goalkeeper Mendy, who has come in and just has absolutely been brilliant. And I've said this as well. Definitely, as there's going to be a shout for him, if not now already, but by the end of this season, as one of the top goalkeepers in Europe.
Because he was quality before he come to you, and anyone who knows ball would look at him and say that's a quality keeper. My one worry for Mendy was that you guys under Lampard were leaking a lot of 3-0s and 3-1s, and a lot of threes.
Because it goes back to what you were saying about Arteta and the players. Is you could clearly see that the players couldn't understand their roles. They didn't know what they were doing, bro. Like the quality was there. That's why our fans were so frustrated. It was like the quality is there. Like obviously, bar one or two signings and a bit of seniority, the quality is still there. We've still got players that have won the Europa Leagues, that have won Premier Leagues and shit in that squad. But it's just that they can't. Like the message between the manager and the player on the field, there was obviously a miscommunication, misunderstanding, or in my personal opinion, I just think the tactics weren't up to scratch. They didn't make sense to me a lot of the time.
Then that's it, man. Eating with the tools that you're given, bro. Like, you know what I mean? If you're gonna eat soup, don't give me a knife and fork, bro.
That's the one.
That's basically what Arteta's doing. He's coming in with a knife and fork and trying to eat soup, and you ain't gonna get nowhere doing that. You know what I mean? Give me a spoon and let me use the right tools for 100%. What I've got.
Right. So on that note, thank you to everybody who's watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. I'm going to plug one or two things in before I go. Obviously, I've got Mr. Slack here. His social medias will be down there in the details. There will be clickable links, so make sure you do follow and subscribe to everything that he's got going on. He's also going to be starting a Man Knows Hip Hop channel, which, you know what? In this situation, I should be called Slack. Because I was supposed to get onto so many things, but like I'm sure you've seen, it's not personal. I've just had the amount of like work I've had with this channel and the amount of, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
It's just all come on top without me realizing.
Don't worry, man. We run with it, bro. So when you're ready to click back in, we'll click up, man.
No, but we're serious. We're gonna do this thing, man. But definitely look out for Man Knows Hip Hop. Slack will have those definitely in his social medias. I will have it. I will have the link to the channel or the social medias down here in the description. And no doubt will I be mentioning a lot more about that. So to my hip hop lovers, make sure you follow Slack. Keep up to date because the Man Knows Hip Hop channel is on the way. But Slack, thank you very much for joining in. And,
anytime, bro.
To everybody else, like I said, like, share, subscribe. Also, share out Slack's details as well, man. Bless,
man.